In the beginning of the drama, we see our female lead, Wonyu. She is a famous romance writer, but for the past year, she hasn't written a single word. Right now, her editor calls her, and she immediately reminds her that today is August 3rd. It has been exactly 1 year no story, no progress, but Wonyu stays calm. She tells her editor to relax, saying, "This month, I will definitely give the outline." She even promises. But then the editor asks, "Have you decided the subject?" Wonyu quietly says, "Not really." Hearing this, her editor gets frustrated. "Your career is growing. Inspiration comes from living life, not staying at home." In the next scene, something suddenly clicks in Wonyu's mind. She opens her old diary to May 11th, the day she saw him 3 times. A memory flashes, him being scolded. She tells her editor, "This is at high school, secret crush, hidden feeling." After that, the story goes into the past. It is New Year's Eve. The school is crowded and fireworks are about to start. Wonyu moves through the crowd and stands next to our male lead Jian. As the countdown ends, she feels his hand in hers. Time stops, but then he says, "Sorry, wrong person, and let's go." Her hand is warm, but her heart breaks. 10 years later, she still wonders, if I was the wrong person, who was the right one? In the present, Wonyu has decided. She lived a sad ending in real life, but in her story, she will change everything, giving her characters the love and happiness she never had. Her editor reads the outline and says it could be her biggest hit. Then she asks, what if he reads it and realizes it's about him? Wonyu laughed. Back then, he didn't even know she existed. It was one-sided. And a guy like him reading romance? Impossible. Later, her mother calls to set up another blind date, but Wonyu hangs up. Her friend notices her ringtone after the rain, the song Jian played at their school reunion. Wonyu says it just helps her remember old feelings for writing. Her friend warns her to be careful with the memories she's bringing back. Next, we meet Jian, cold, sharp, and in control. At his law firm, a landlord has a problem. Tenants stopped paying rent, and she is being sued for illegal entry. The previous lawyer failed, but Jian stays calm. He asks 2 questions about the lease and whether she knew the tenants were still there. When she hesitates, he shows the truth. The case changes in seconds to unlawful trespassing. Jae gets angry and leaves, but Jian stays calm and confident. Later, his assistant tells him about a criminal case. Jian refuses. He never takes criminal cases. When reminded of the past, he shuts it down, showing that some wounds never heal. Under his cold exterior, he hides pain. Wonyu's novel, Whispers of the Heart, is a bestseller. She is at a press interview, talking about her story, a high school love where both secretly liked each other. Everything is fine until reporters start asking sharp, accusing questions. They mention another writer, the poet, who published her smiling eye. The New Year's Eve scene in that story is almost the same as her same moment, dialogue, even thought. The reporters surround her, shouting, "Is this plagiarism? Did you copy it? Are your other books fake?" Wonyu is shocked but stays calm, saying she needs time to check. She leaves, but the reporters keep following. At home, her editor explains, both stories describe the same night, but from different perspectives. Wonyu's story is her side. The poet's story is from his side. Same moment, 2 different hearts. Wonyu finally agrees to her mother's matchmaking and goes on a blind date. She meets Lu Mao, a young, calm, and professional lawyer from Jikuan law firm. The conversation starts well, but Wonyu quickly brings up her legal problem. Lu Mao tries to stay professional, saying he doesn't mix work with personal matters. But Wonyu is direct. She clearly needs help. Eventually, Lu Mao listens to her full story and gives honest advice. Since the poet published first and has no public identity, Wonyu cannot legally prove plagiarism. His advice is simple. Wait, watch, and see what the poet does next. Wonyu leaves, saying goodbye. Her phone rings. It's her editor. She says the poet has posted something online. In the next scene, Jian's younger sister, while moving house, finds old audio recordings from his high school days. Listening, she is shocked he talks about a girl, his secret crush. There are many recordings. Her friend starts connecting the dots. If this is his real story and Wonyu's novel has the same details, could Wonyu actually be his classmate? Could they have liked each other at the same time without knowing it? The sister is stunned. It seems unreal. Then her friend checks Wonyu's social media. All her posts are from the same city. It might be true. Back home, Wonyu's editor checks the online comment. The hate and accusations feel too organized, too targeted. Someone powerful is behind this. The plagiarism case takes a turn. The poet messages Wonyu, confessing the story isn't hers. She bought the outline from someone else. She's ready to apologize, delete the story, even her account, but wants to know where the outline came from. Wonyu and her editor think back. That day at the cafe, Wonyu had brought a USB drive. What if she left it there by mistake? Someone found it, took it, and sold it. Now the USB is gone, and the cafe has no footage to track it. In the next scene, we see Jian's younger sister and her friend sitting in a restaurant. Suddenly, the sister panicked. She found the recordings and sold the story outline. She is the reason her smiling eyes exists. If Jian finds out she used his private feelings, she could be in serious trouble. Her friend suggests she say the source is private. Wonyu doesn't even know who she is, so the problem is solved. Then the sister thinks, what if her brother still has feelings for Wonyu? Maybe he won't be angry. Maybe he will even thank her, since she helped bring them together. Her friend laughed. 10 years have passed. Do you really think he's held a high school crush all this time? The sister shrugs. Well, she isn't one, so why should she? Wonyu finally decides to take action. At the cafe, there was no footage. Her editor says it's enough that the poet is convinced. Wonyu is at home with her editor, reading the online comment. After everything, she decides to act. She goes to Lu Mao's law firm to discuss the defamation case properly. This is no longer just a problem, now it's a fight. Wonyu looks at a calendar at the reception. September 9th, 2013. We go back to the past. A high school debate competition. Jian is on stage, confident and calm, and he wins. After the debate, the principal asks, forget the teams, which side would you personally choose? Jian pauses, then answers by quoting a film line. I will keep searching through endless stars and fading hope even if I have to walk this path alone. The room goes silent. Everyone thinks he is just answering the debate, but now it feels different. He is talking about someone he never stopped searching for. Inside the office, Lu Mao explains that a senior advisor has returned to China. He is very experienced and wants to join the case, but he isn't officially licensed yet. Wonyu doesn't worry, she just needs someone capable. She says, more help is always welcome. Lu Mao leads her to the conference room. Everything feels normal, professional, routine. He opens the door and says, let me introduce. Inside stands Jian. Wonyu freezes. She cannot move or speak. In her mind, only 3 words repeat of all people, where 2 people who secretly loved each other finally meet again. Inside the conference room, Lu Mao introduces them Wonyu, the novelist, and Jian, the firm's legal counsel, but both quickly say they don't know each other. Jian stays calm, as if this is just a normal meeting. Wonyu, however, is clearly nervous. Then Lu Mao mentions that she brought her novel and can give it to Mr. Su later. At that moment, Wonyu panics because the novel is basically based on Jian, his personality, habits, and even the way he thinks. Now she has to hand it to him and act normal. Suddenly, she changes her mind and says she doesn't want to sue anymore. Lu Mao is confused, but Jian quietly watches her. Then Lu Mao gets a call and leaves the room. For the first time in 10 years, Wonyu and Jian are alone together. The silence becomes awkward. Jian looks at her and asks, Miss Wan, do you have a problem with me? Wonyu quickly panics and says no, not at all. She explains that she just feels bad for herself. Jian says nothing. Inside, Wonyu is in complete chaos. She is sitting only a few feet away from the man she tried to forget for 10 years. The only thing she can think is he hasn't changed at all. Time has been too kind to him. Then Lu Mao comes back and asks if Wonyu has made her decision. She says she needs more time. He understands, saying many clients hesitate at first, but often come back. He tells her to take her time. Wonyu thanks him. After that, Lu Mao asks Wonyu to have lunch with him, but she refuses. Then Lu Mao and Jian drop her at her editor's office. Wonyu goes straight to her editor, Minjing, and tells her she met the real Jian face to face in the conference room. Minjing is completely shocked. Meanwhile, back in the car, something interesting is revealed. Jian realizes that the phone call which pulled Lu Mao away earlier was planned by him. He did it on purpose to leave Jian alone with Wonyu. Lu Mao laughs and says, "You're slow. You're only realizing it now?" At that moment, Jian gets a call from his sister, Lian, and she is completely panicking. She also sends Jian a photo, and the moment he sees it, he freezes. She says she thinks she made a huge mistake. She might have ruined everything for Wonyu. In the next scene, Wonyu is at her editor's house. They find out that the poet has already posted online, saying the novel is based on real life. She even shared a video explaining the timeline. Now Wonyu can't delete it. She panics, what if Jian sees it? Meanwhile, Jian stays calm. He tells his sister to relax. He says he is too busy to check social media, and besides, he didn't even recognize Wonyu. But his sister is still worried. Wonyu suddenly says, what if he reads chapter 23? She quickly locks that chapter on her phone. After all this, Wonyu finally makes up her mind. She is going to sue, but not with that law firm, and definitely not with Jian involved. In the next scene, she visits other law firm. Wonyu first meets a lawyer named Mr. Chin, but he seems more interested in publicity and media attention than the case itself. She quickly realizes he is not the right person and leaves. Then she goes to another firm, Dingjing, where she meets senior lawyer Mr. Fan. He listens carefully as Wonyu explains that she doesn't just want to prove the outline was stolen, she wants legal proof that the story is truly hers. But Mr. Fan is very direct. He says that will be very difficult because there are too many similarities. The strongest case is simply to prove the outline was stolen. Still, Wonyu insists that, as the original author, she wants her identity officially recognized. Mr. Fan bluntly tells her, I am a lawyer, not your PR team, and refuses to handle the case her way. Meanwhile, Wonyu calls Lu Mao and asks what he would do if this were his case. Like the others, he first says the easiest way is to prove the outline was stolen. Then he listens to her properly and says something different. True originality deserves a chance, and yes, her way can be done. At the same time, Jian is listening on speaker. It is actually him who quietly tells Lu Mao to say yes and take the case her way. After the call, Lu Mao asks why he is pushing Wonyu back to their firm. Jian calmly says it's because Lu Mao is the only one who can handle the case properly. But Lu Mao doesn't buy it. He smirks and says that out of all the girls Jian has been set up with, Wonyu is the best, pretty, smart, and a writer. A writer and a lawyer sound like a perfect story. Jian doesn't react. He simply says he has work and walks away. In the next scene, we meet Jian's younger sister, Lian. She's at school, arguing loudly and playfully with her classmate Zhao Yi over a celebrity photo. Jian arrives at the school gate to pick her up. Zhao Yi sees him and suddenly acts like a protective older brother, warning Jian to stay away. Lian casually interrupts, saying, relax, this is my real brother Jian. Zhao Yi goes silent. Jian tells his sister he has work tonight and won't join them for dinner. But before leaving, he quietly tells Lu Mao to have the client add him on WeChat. He wants to talk to Wonyu directly. Lu Mao points out that she didn't accept his request before. Jian says nothing, just turns and walks away. Meanwhile, Lu Mao has set up a dinner with Wonyu to finalize everything. He's dressed in an expensive shirt, and everyone teases him about it. At dinner, Wonyu chooses Jikuan law firm and signs the contract. Now it's official. She asks what's next. Lu Mao explains. First, collect notarized evidence of all defamatory online posts quickly, and don't tell anyone yet, so the other side can't prepare. Then Wonyu learns Jian will help with the case, not in court, just preparing. She tenses up. Lu Mao reassures her. He's assisting. She doesn't pay him, and because of their connection, she even gets a 20% discount. Wonyu tries to avoid it, suggesting she coordinate only with Lu Mao, but Lu Mao says Jian is a night owl and will make time for the case. Next, Lu Mao creates a group chat with the three of them and sends a message. Jian will organize all plot details from the novel. Wonyu's heart sinks. Wonyu suddenly realizes the reality. Jian has to read her whole novel, every chapter, every line, including the parts based on her memories of him. Lu Mao messages her, just add Jian on WeChat directly. He's in too many groups and might miss messages. Wonyu stares at her phone. Memories from high school flood back 3 years, silently watching him, learning everything about him, but never having a reason to contact him. Now, 10 years later, life gives her the chance. She thinks life has a twisted sense of humor. She starts typing a friend request. Hello, Mr. Su. This is Wonyu, too formal. Delete. Try again. Delete. Again. Delete. She overthinks everything. Talking to him about the novel feels too risky and awkward. What if she says something wrong? Then suddenly the request is sent. She freezes. Wait, how did I just add him? Next, we see a soft flashback to school. A teacher finds a phone in the auditorium. On the lock screen, a message says, study or marry me. The student who owns the phone steps forward, embarrassed. The teacher takes the phone and scolds them. No phones in school. Focus on your studies. Wanyu stares at her phone in shock. She somehow sent the friend request and doesn't even know what message went with it. When she checks, it says, "Hello, lawyer Jian. This is Wanyu. If it's okay with you, I'd like to ask you something." She quickly sends another message, apologizing and asking if he is in the US right now. Jian replies politely. She tells him to rest, and they can talk later. But then he suggests a time 5 p.m. San Francisco time. Wanyu quickly realizes that means 8 a.m. Beijing time. So now, the first thing she has to do every morning is talk to him about the case. She tells herself it's fine, at least they are thousands of kilometers apart. No face-to-face. That should be manageable. Or so she thinks. The next morning, Wanyu oversleeps. She quickly messages Jian to apologize and asks if he is free. He says yes. She asks if they should start, but his reply shocks her. "Let's talk face to face." Wanyu stares at the screen. Wasn't he in San Francisco? Then his next message comes video call. Her heart drops. She had already comforted herself that at least there would be no face to face. And now a video call. She asks if a video meeting is really necessary for the case, but he ignores that and simply says he is busy right now. She asks how long. He replies 10 minutes. That is when panic hits. Wanyu tells herself that in front of an old crush, she cannot look like this. She has only 10 minutes. So she rushes into full preparation mode, changing clothes again and again, fixing herself up and trying to look normal before the call. When the video call starts, both of them look calm. Jian says the manuscript is long, so he will only skim it for now. Wanyu tells him he can skip it, but he simply says it is well written and easy to read. She quietly thanks him. While talking, Wanyu notices his apartment behind him. It looks cold, empty, and lifeless. Then she sees he is drinking black coffee. She points it out, and he just says, "Have it." Then they start discussing the case. Wanyu brings up her first point, the differences in the plot. She mentions the fried chicken scene from chapter 10. They flash back to high school. Jian's friends want to climb over the school wall to buy fried chicken after class. He pretends he is not interested, acting cool. But his friend threatens to hand his phone to old Juan if he does not come, so he has no choice but to go. He borrows a ladder, climbs out, and returns like nothing happened. Back on the call, Wanyu explains that in her novel, she wrote the scene from the girl's point of view to show her secret crush. She watches the boy she likes act all cool while secretly going along with his friend. But the poet's version shows the same scene from the boy's side. It reveals that he actually loves fried chicken, but acted distant because the girl he liked was nearby, and he did not want to look childish in front of her. Wanyu says this changes the meaning of the scene completely. Then she suddenly asks, "Are you okay, Mr. Jian?" Because he has gone completely silent. After that, Jian asks something unexpected. Did she return the ladder? And did she get punished? Wanyu freezes. He is not asking about the character in the novel. He is asking about her. And it does not sound like a legal question at all. She starts panicking inside. Did he already see her Weibo? Does he know the story is from her real life? So she asks him directly if he has seen it. He says no, then calmly asks if there is something there he should pay attention to. Wanyu quickly says no, nothing important, and tries to move back to the case. But Jian asks again what happened after she returned the ladder. Wanyu gets flustered and says they are talking about the female lead in the novel, not her, and that this has nothing to do with the case. Jian calmly explains that if he is going to help her properly, she needs to trust him. Then he says the reason is simple. The poet's version includes a scene where the male lead sees the girl being punished the next day. If that also happened in Wanyu's story, it proves the details are different. Wanyu finally understands and gives a small laugh. She says it is a good thing she did not write that part because the character had already suffered enough. Then she admits that Mr. Jian really does have sharp eyes. Next, Wanyu brings up her second argument, the character. She says that even if both stories have similar scenes, the male leads are completely different. She describes her male lead as quiet, elegant, mature, and calm. He may seem distant, but deep down, he is gentle and kind, the perfect top student. At the same time, Jian's sister is reading the novel too. She calls her brother and teases him, asking how he became such a perfect and untouchable guy in Wanyu's book. She jokes that maybe he was acting cool in front of Wanyu every day at school. Then she adds that it seems Wanyu really likes that type, so he should be careful not to ruin that image. Jian just tells her to go do her homework. Back on the call, Wanyu explains more. She says her male lead is like Hanazawa Rue from Meteor Garden, gentle, quiet, and thoughtful. But the poet's male lead is more like Domyoji Tsukasa, loud, playful, childish, and always showing off in front of the girl he likes. She says strongly that this is nothing like her male lead. Then, almost without thinking, she quietly adds, "I like Hanazawa Rue." Suddenly, everything goes silent. Jian says nothing. He simply ends the call. Wanyu stares at the screen in confusion. He just hung up, and she can't help wondering why does he suddenly seem upset? Then she tells herself I wasn't even talking about him. After that, Wonyu can't sleep. Late at night, she messages him lawyer Jian. Are you asleep? He isn't. So she asks if she said something wrong and why he suddenly ended the video call. He replies that she didn't say anything wrong, he just got urgent work. But then he adds that she spoke too emotionally and too personally about the other male lead, so they should pause the case discussion for now. Wonyu thinks he is being way too strict. She quickly explains that she was only anxious because he didn't seem to understand the difference between the two male leads. He replies simply I do see it. But in his own mind, Jian is thinking something completely different. She really doesn't like me at all, so how could I ever confess my feelings to her? Meanwhile, Wonyu meets her editor, Minjing, and tells her everything about the video call. Minjing says she already looked Jian up. He once won a huge copyright case in the US by himself, and it even made international headlines. What SG pays him now is enough to set him up for life. Wonyu jokes that this at least proves she had good taste all those years ago. But Minjing warns her he is very sharp. Is she sure she hasn't already slipped up? Wonyu says not yet, but trying to outsmart him every day and hide the truth is exhausting. One video call with him feels like running 800 meters. Minjing listens carefully and says she can still hear some feelings in the way Wonyu talks about him, like her emotions are still the same as when she was 18. Wonyu quickly disagrees. She says love at 28 is not the same as love at 18. Now, it needs more than just attraction, it needs the right personality, daily compatibility, shared values, and a real emotional connection. All four matter. She says what she feels now is not love, it is just nostalgia. A soft memory of her younger self. Minjing laughs and says only a writer would explain it like that. Wonyu then adds that she is already too busy trying not to expose herself. How could she possibly feel close to him right now? In the next scene, Wonyu and Minjing are at a perfume shop when someone suddenly calls out to Wonyu. It is Sisi, a junior from their college days. She recognizes Wonyu right away and seems very happy to see her. The three of them sit down for dessert. Sisi brings up an old mutual friend, Shirkan, who is now a big star and will soon have an event in the city. She even suggests arranging a reunion. While they are talking, Wonyu gets a call from Jian's assistant with an update about the case. He says the court has now moved to the additional defendant stage and then mentions the defendant's name, Sisi. Wonyu slowly looks up at the person sitting right in front of her. In that moment, everything clicked. Then she asks her directly, are you Su Cheng from Chenha? Sisi freezes. Shocked, she asks how Wonyu knows that. Wonyu calmly replies, because I'm Lily Vale. The whole table falls silent. Even Minjing is stunned and jokes that they might as well bring in a judge right there. After that, Sisi quickly explains that it is all a huge misunderstanding. She says if she had known Lily Vale was actually Wonyu, she never would have posted that Weibo. She is willing to apologize publicly and fix the damage however she can. Wonyu stays calm and tells her that if she truly wants to settle things, it has to be done properly through a lawyer. Otherwise, they might only create more problems later. In the end, they agree to meet again in a few days to discuss a settlement. After that, Wonyu sends Jian a full summary of her conversation with Sisi. She says it seems like Sisi probably really did not know that she was Lily Vale, but Jian replies that he does not think so. He says the situation is more complicated, and they should discuss it face to face tomorrow. The next scene shows Wonyu in the kitchen at home. Suddenly, Lu Mao calls her. He asks her to join a meeting tomorrow to finalize some details. They quickly decide on a time 5 p.m. and agree to meet them. The next day at the law firm, Wonyu is already meeting Lu Mao without Jian, since he is supposedly still in the US. She shares her thoughts about Sisi's behavior. She points out that when she revealed she was Lily Vale, Sisi suddenly hit her chin on the glass. Her eyes watered, and she acted shocked. Then she rubbed her face and kept reacting dramatically. The more Wonyu thinks about it, the more fake it feels. She believes Sisi was acting on purpose, just trying to buy time so she could think of the right response. And according to Wonyu, she definitely has another trick ready. Lu Mao laughs and says writers really do have wild imagination, and that Sisi probably cannot be that calculating. But at that exact moment, the door opens. Jian walks in. Lu Mao is stunned because he thought Jian was still in the US, but here he is in person. Without saying much, Jian places a document on the table. Sisi's next move. Back in school, Jian's friends keep pressuring him to climb over the wall and buy fried chicken. He acts like he is too sensible and too responsible for something like that, pretending he would never do it. But then his friend threatens to hand his phone to old Juan, and that changes everything. So in the end, Jian gives in. He finds a ladder and goes with them. Once they get the fried chicken, the whole group becomes loud, excited, and full of laughter. Jian quickly tells them to keep their voices down because someone might hear. His friends immediately tease him, asking why he suddenly cares so much when he never complained before. Jian says nothing, but the reason is clear. Wanyu was nearby, and he did not want her to see him acting childish like this. Even back then, he was always careful, always controlling himself, all because of her. At the law firm, Jian walks in unexpectedly. He was supposed to be in the US, but he is here. He puts a document on the table to Sensisi's backup plan. They read it. Wanyu reacts quickly and calls Sensisi a fake angel, then apologizes for speaking too fast. Jian asks what fake angel means. She tells him to check a mirror. In the next scene, the strategy meeting starts. Jian tells Lu Mao that, based on his performance, he suggests taking the lead on the case. Lu Mao looks at him, then agrees. The two lawyers argue quietly through messages while Wanyu sits between them and watches. She thinks they are already against each other. After that, Jian teaches Wanyu how to record a call. The plan is that Sensisi does not know the poet has already confessed and exposed her. Wanyu will call her, act normal, and get her to talk. The best time is after lunch, when she is less alert. Wanyu says she will eat early to stay focused. Lu Mao laughs, but Jian stays serious. Wanyu then offers to take them to dinner since it is late. Lu Mao agrees, but Jian says nothing. After this, we see Lien and her friend in the principal's office. Lien brought a phone to school, and the principal complains about it to her brother Jian. At the restaurant, Wanyu sees Zhang Chuan, her best friend Minjing's boyfriend, touching Ms. Lin's hand in an inappropriate way. She starts taking photos. Jian warns her about the legal risk, but she says it is a private matter. Zhang Chuan notices her and tries to introduce her, but Wanyu interrupts and tells Ms. Lin that he already has a girlfriend. Ms. Lin pulls back. The situation becomes chaotic as Zhang Chuan tries to explain. Then Jian steps in and calmly says that, under the law, unwanted touching can lead to legal action. Everyone goes silent. Jian says nothing more and just stands there. Lu Mao gets a call and leaves. He tells Jian to drop Wanyu home. Jian tells her to get in. In the car, Wanyu asks if seeing a boyfriend touch another woman means he is cheating. Jian says emotionally maybe, but legally it is not enough proof. Still, she has the right to break up. Wanyu says it is her friend's boyfriend, not hers. Jian apologizes. She says she is unsure whether to send the photos to her friend. Jian says if the relationship is strong, one photo will not break it, and if not, it will end anyway. Wanyu says he understands relationships well. He says he has handled divorce cases. Later, Wanyu falls asleep in the car. When they arrive, Jian watches her for a moment, then wakes her. She apologizes, thanks him, and leaves. He watches her go, then drives away. Wanyu gets a call from her best friend. She says she has something to tell her. Wanyu says she also has something. Her friend tells her that Sensisi is copying her photos on social media. Then Wanyu says she saw her boyfriend at the restaurant holding his female boss's hand. Minjing says he already told her, and he is with her right now. Then the call ends. The next day at the law firm, Wanyu brings fried chicken and tells Jian it is his order. He says he did not order it. She says it has his name, but he insists it is a mistake and says he never orders takeout. Lu Mao comes in, sees the food, and starts eating. There is a rule in their firm: if someone orders takeout, they have to pay a fine in the group chat. Wanyu covers for Lu Mao and says she will order for him if he wants. Then she tells Jian that fried chicken is unhealthy and he should eat less. He agrees. She gives him a drink, saying it is healthier than cola. He takes it. Meanwhile, the episode cuts away to Jian's thought. His friend's voice from earlier echoes, Wanyu probably does not like you anymore. Jian thinks about what his friend said, that Wanyu may not like him anymore and does not really know him. He just drinks his black coffee. Wanyu notices and asks if it is not bitter. He says he is used to it. She looks at him and says some things are only known by the person who feels them. He says nothing and keeps drinking. Wanyu calls Sensisi. Sensisi recognizes her number. Wanyu says a film company wants to adapt her book, but the scandal must be cleared first or the deal is off. She adds that Tianhe might drop her, and no other platform will accept her. Sisi tries to stay calm, but slips. She says even if things go bad, Ken will help her. Wanyu plays along and says if Sisi really hired online trolls, she could still talk to Ken. Sisi says, or you can just beg me. Wanyu realizes it was her. She says Sisi knew from the start that she was Lily Vale. Sisi admits she used some bots and says she did not expect Wanyu to break so easily. Then she says the signal is bad and asks to meet at a cafe at 1 p.m. Jian gives Wanyu a recorder and drops her at the cafe. Jian and Lu Mao sit across the cafe listening. Everything Wanyu and Sisi say is being recorded. The confrontation heats up. Sisi says she was inspired by Wanyu's college article. Wanyu asks directly she was copying back then, right? Sisi has no answer. The trap worked. Every slip is recorded. Then, two naughty kids bump into Wanyu, and the recorder falls to the ground. Meanwhile, a fun flashback shows Lian in high school. She gets caught with her phone, and the principal calls her to his office.